I feel like, Alex, I might need to do a quick change during these segments where I just put on I need one of those tearaway sport coats and ties. I do my best Tom Brokaw, Peter Jennings. Some of you people in your 40s, you know who those people are. There's a bunch of 20-somethings watching. It's like, Tom who? I'm sorry? What? You know what I mean? It'd be fun if I had like a little outfit and I tore it off. So I could feel like Anchorman. Every time I hear that thing, I feel like a little bit like I should stand up a little bit more, sit up in the chair. But anyway, fun stuff. Okay, so this is an interesting article. This is a little bit of opinion piece, but it comes to us from Ladders. I've contributed to this website before, ladders.com. And so here's the headline. And I thought this would be fun. So you folks in the YouTube comments, if you want to jump in on this, you can. Here we go. Should you send a thank you note to the interviewer? The internet is divided. That's the headline. Many of you might think that it's kind of customary practice, certainly good practice, to send a thank you note to a person after you did the interview. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and break the news to you. I think you should. We have a Touchpoint Timeline, which is a free resource at kencoleman.com, and it tells you how to follow up and when to follow up after the interview. And I'm a big fan of the thank you email and the thank you note. Okay, so I'm on record in the Touchpoint Timeline, again, a free resource at kencoleman.com. And that's what you should do. I'm old school, but I also think that's just class. All right? But there's some different thoughts on this. Sarah Parsons, a leadership and career coach and CEO of a boutique consulting company, comes right out and says, I think they're a waste of your time. Boo. Sarah, wow. I don't think Sarah had her cornflakes when they called her that morning. A waste of time? She goes on to say that in larger companies, handwritten notes get lost in the shuffle, and an email just contributes to the endless inbox clutter of professionals. So she says, if and only if you have a follow-up thought to the conversation or helpful article to share, then yes, send an email. The only reason to communicate is if you have additional value to provide. I think she's right that you should communicate if you have additional value. I also talk about the value add email 3 or 4 days after the thank you note in our Touchpoint Timeline. So Sarah and I are on the same page, except for Sarah, you're a little grumpy. Thank you notes are nice. So the post goes out. This goes out there, and comments were split. And some people are saying, I think it's good. A lot of people are saying a thank you note won't get you the job. You're right. But a thank you note might give you a better impression over somebody who's equally qualified and did as well as you did in the interview. But if you are classier and more likable because of a nice thank you note, it could be the domino that tips it. Got some really cranky people out here. So what do you think? You can put it in the comment section below. I think a thank you note is not a waste of time. It's a good practice. And if it gets lost in the mail, big deal. If they delete your email immediately and don't think anything super great about you, big deal. These things took approximately 1 minute each. A thank you email, and is probably less time than that. But it's a nice touch. We're not writing a small novel. It's a thank you sandwich. Thank you for the opportunity to interview. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the opportunity. I would love the opportunity to work alongside of you and do this really important work. Thank you again. I said that in about 6 or 7 seconds. It may take you 30 to type it. I just think you do it. I would highly recommend you personalize it, some little nugget maybe from the interview. And that's just the classy way to go. And very few people do handwritten notes anymore. So Sour Sarah, who's quoted in this article, I think she's wrong. That's what I'm going to call her, Sour Sarah. I see nothing negative with a nice touch of a handwritten note. Anybody want to disagree with me in the control room? I'm fine. I won't come at you like Sour Sarah. Okay. Yeah, I think you do it. I think it's a wonderful touch, and very few people do it. So now, one little caution: don't be creepy. Don't do too much. Keep it simple, like I laid it out. And I'm going to pitch the Touchpoint Timeline, by the way. because I'm not selling you anything. Free resource, kencoleman.com. Go to our resources page, and it gives you an actual timeline for how you follow up, when and what and everything. It's a great resource, kencoleman.com.